This is very nice, you know, from the helm position on the Aquila 44. It's very easy to access the bow. Not too many boats that you can walk straight from the helm station to the bow. It's useful for docking. It's very nice to be able to come forward, not necessarily for the person driving the boat, but for the guests to come up here. It's very easy to grab dock lines, you know, manage the anchor in this locker that drops the anchor down. Here you can see the wired remote. It's a very deep anchor well. So what that means is when you're raising the anchor, the chain's not going to pile up underneath the windlass and need to get flaked. So even though we've got a lot of chain capacity here, there's certainly plenty of room to add more if needed. This is the anchor bridle, just like any catamaran. When you let the anchor out, you can see the bow roller underneath here. The bridle attaches, and then you have a chain hook there that attaches into the chain, so the bridle that's connected to both sides of the bow underneath will go out. So it makes the boat sit on the anchor very well. It doesn't tend to sail around back and forth. And this particular boat has extra fuel on it. So there's an extended range fuel tank that gives this boat a lot more capacity than any of the other Aquila 44s out there. That was done at the factory. And there's also a 100-gallon fuel bladder that can be used for extended trips. Clients often ask me, Staley, what's the difference between a power cat and a monohull? Number one, a power cat, unlike a monohull, when you give it power, the power cats go straight. What most of my clients have experienced in their power boating life is that when they give the power boat power and accelerate, the first thing it does is it pushes the bow up into the air. And whether it's a planing, semi-planing, or displacement boat, it tends to squat in the back and push the bow up. And then as it starts to accelerate, it will start to either plane out or level out. And that uses a lot of power and energy to initiate that planing or initiate getting the boat flat. On a power cat, the power is linear. As you apply power on the throttle and you start to move it forward, the transom of the boat will squat just a little bit, but basically the boat goes straight. When you turn the wheel on a monohull, the boat tends to bank like this. A power cat, it's like it's on rails. It stays flat as it goes. Part of the benefit of the catamaran hull is it's very efficient through the water. What that means is it takes less energy to move it because it's not pushing so much water that it's displacing to get up on top of or to semi-plane to gain any efficiency. So throughout the whole speed range, the power cats are very efficient. What does that mean to you as a power cat owner or potential owner? It means that you are going to have smaller engines in the boat that are more fuel efficient, smaller fuel tanks, and longer range, as opposed to having a similar boat with the same space, weight, things like that, but also on the power cat, you've got, you know, full beam width cabins, a full beam width salon that you're just not going to get on a monohull unless you step up to a significantly larger yacht. So there's a lot of value and efficiency to owning a smaller power cat. It's going to give you more range, burn less fuel, provide a better ride. It's stable, it doesn't rock. I often have people ask me, hey, should we look at putting a seakeeper on this boat to gyro stabilize the boat? The truth is you don't need it. On a power cat, you're not going to gain any significant value with a gyro stabilizer. The catamaran hull in general is very stable, particularly the ones that have a little bit more volume in the bow. Nice arrangement on this boat. There's a lot of cleats. 2 here on the bow, another one there, another one midship, another set in the back, and another to cross it. Makes it easy for the crew like me. Up here forward, this is one of the areas where the water tank's located. And there's also one of the extra fuel tanks we were talking about earlier is located right here. Nice welded aluminum tank. There's a fuel transfer pump that'll take fuel out of this tank and put it into the main tanks on the for the engine. And we've got a water tank right there. All super easy to access, and you can see there's tons of room left for lines, fenders, hoses, whatever you need. Nice feature on WASABI is these hatch covers. So these are thin plastic inserts that fit over the top of the hatch, keeps sunlight out. It really preserves the lucite glass that's on there. The objective is to have less UV light and infrared light heating up the salon and the cabins. You can see in the drone shots that we have a nice array of solar panels on the roof of the Flybridge. Those keep the house batteries topped off if the boat's not plugged into shore power or you're not running the generator. It's a nice feature on boats, particularly if you're going to be out cruising and spending time at anchor or having the boat unattended in an area where maybe shore power is not fully available. You can see here on the side they've got some nice, these are stand-up paddleboard brackets, so they swing out and the board fits there in the side. All the glass here is in very good condition. It's all clear. The boat's had a recent caulk job. You can see here on all the caulk joints on the deck. You got brand new caulk in there. That was done a couple weeks ago, and it just shows the quality and thoughtfulness that the owners of this boat have spent caring for it. Here you can see there's a windshield wiper for the lower helm station. Most of these boats don't have that lower helm station, but on WASABI it's located here. You got a nice view looking forward. These are also mounts for window covers made out of textiline that cover those windows. Up here at the helm, you can see you've got a perfectly clear view looking forward. Great view of the bow. There's a camera there on the arc that points on the transom, and that gives us a good view aft. This whole area has an enclosure. This is the window that zips in here in the front. There's a gate that opens and closes for this space, but that's a very, very nice way to access the bow from the helm station. Here we've got a display for 4 bilge pumps, the Fusion audio control, Raymarine multi-function display, autopilot, chart plotter, AIS, radar, electronic Volvo engine throttles. This is the standard display. This is the Volvo multi-function display. It's full color and produces a tremendous amount of information. As we move further back into the Flybridge area, there's seating and a very nice bar arrangement. These are the covers for the electronics. There's a sink here, cutting board, 110 volt Kenyan grill. There's some outlets here and storage space on the bottom. The owners of this boat added a cooler, 12 volt powered cooler, and here on the side they have outlets to connect the 12 volt power if you wanted to have some other accessories here, but they have a Dometic cooler that fits in this space. It's very nice. There's also a freshwater washdown connection. Underneath here there's a Viking life raft. This is all in service, good to go. And on the ceiling here in the Flybridge, there's nice lighting and 4 speakers that are powered by the Fusion audio system. There's textiline window enclosures here on the side that go down and protect this area from the sun and rain. And if you look down here in the back, you can see that there's a sun awning that covers the lower cockpit, and it has a little window in it so you can see with the camera that's on the Flybridge through that compartment there. The Aquila 44 has this great design. This folds down, this bar lifts up, and this seals off this area, but when you're underway or entertaining or having lunch or a couple drinks, this is a very nice place to be. You got counter space, there's some storage there, a double stainless steel sink, induction cooktop, microwave oven, some outlets. But this area really opens up the boat. The owners of this boat added this mosquito screen, so when this is closed down, you can leave the door open, have a nice breeze through it, but then you've got the door here with the screens on it. So it's quite easy to open up, and when it zipped down, this is the edge of it, so it just closes securely there with a magnet. There's storage in this locker here, good place to store shore power cords, lines, fenders, that sort of thing. And as we go into the boat, you got an L-shaped galley on this space, plenty of storage, pots and pans, cabinets. There's storage in the floor here. Below us, fridge, freezer, drawers, 12 volt. Here we've got the head unit for the Fusion audio system. These are for running the various bilge pumps on the boat. We got 2 fresh water pumps. These indicate when they're on. There's a docking station here for putting in a phone and connecting it to the USB. AC controls, light switches, CE certified vessel. And then on these panels, we have the controller for the charging system, the tanks for black water, and all 3 of the holding tanks, fresh water. These are breakers for the anchor windlass, Flybridge, and then the 12 volt electric davit for lifting the dinghy. We got our battery switches here, generator control. We got a Fisher Panda generator. And then on this side, we have our 110 volt, 220, 120 volt panel, and then at the bottom the 12 volt panel. And this allows us to select between using 1 or 2 shore power cords and the generator for the 2 circuits on the boat. This is the compartment in the middle of the galley. You can see there's 6 batteries here, all nicely upgraded. These are the house battery bank. Here is a television lift. This lifts up and down. It gives you a great viewing area. This table goes down. There's a cushion that they have stored in this forward cabin. So the table will go down to this level. A cushion sits here, so someone can sleep here. And that same cushion also fits on the table on the Flybridge if you wanted to turn that into a berth up there. Nice place to relax and take a nap. This is the inside helm station. This is a very big and expensive option when this boat was ordered. But you have full controls here. Chart plotter, radar, AIS, multifunction, speed, depth, autopilot, VHF, fire suppression, engine controls, engine multifunction display, electronic throttles. All here in an area with 2 windshield wipers where you've got great protection from the weather if it's raining like it's about to now, or if it's hot or cold. It's a great place to run the boat from. When our clients purchased this boat from us a few years ago, this was one of the most important things in this particular boat that they were looking for. And it took us quite a while to find an Aquila 44 that had this inside helm station, which was very important to them in their buying decision. And I think it adds a tremendous amount of value to the boat, being able to comfortably sit inside and run it if the weather's not very fair. And I can imagine, you know, when it's cool or raining in New England, this is a great spot. Up forward, this is part of their award-winning design of the forward cabin with an island berth. There's a head and shower on the port side and an office area on the starboard side. And we'll have a look through there and check it out. This cabin, I feel, sells this boat with couples. When people see that they have a 44-foot catamaran with a full beam width cabin that has good standing headroom, and this particular boat was ordered with a little bit higher headroom on the Flybridge in this cabin and in the head and shower area down on this side. But you've got two nice nightstands, place to store, you know, phones, drawers here on the side. Television, this is on a bracket that swings out if you want. You've got two overhead hatches and reading lights, fans. And what I really like about this boat is it's a 44-foot catamaran, but you have a office area. You can put your laptop in there when not in use. You get a nice window to look out, and I can imagine if you're out cruising and running your business and staying in contact with the rest of the world, this is a nice place to maybe sit in the morning and catch up on emails. You got large hanging lockers. This particular locker here is enormous. You can see they've got a safety ditch bag that goes along with the boat. But this space is specifically designed to be large enough to fit a washer dryer in here if you'd want. They don't have one on this boat. You've got all the owner's manuals stored here, some navigation information, and this whole side is essentially bookshelves and cabinets. So you can have a lot of items in here that are concealed, along with a lot of thoughtfully designed storage and hanging lockers. They've got some safety gear there, charts, and a little vacuum. Really nice head and shower, basin sink, electric freshwater flush heads, a large shower with a grate, and a seat in it. Nice mirror. And I think it's a very, very nice owner's cabin. Once again, for a small cat, there's not many models in this range that compare to these types of accommodations in the owner's cabin. And I think this is one of Aquila's best designs out of everything they do. This cabin, I think, is just brilliant. There's a pocket door that closes. This slides over and closes this space off from the rest of the boat. And you're only 3 steps from the salon. This is a nice storage locker. You know, it's easily accessible. It's in the middle of the boat. You can see they've got some spare fluids, tools, shore power adapter, water toy inflator, EPIRB. And then in this space, it's a new Victron charger inverter. $5,000 watts. It's a lot of power. Let's have a look at these aft cabins. This is the port side aft cabin. Nice island berth, easy to get off on one side. You got some shelving space here. There's hanging lockers and storage behind me. Another full-length mirror and a separate head and shower with a basin sink in it. And this cabin closes off from the rest of the boat with a pocket door. It's an overhead hatch, reading lights, nicely appointed. The boat looks great. Under this step, people ask me, there's a escape hatch. And you could probably store a few things down in there if you'd like. We'll do the same thing on this side. This is the starboard aft cabin. It's a mirror image of the one on the port side. Once again, nice berth, separate shower, freshwater flush head, basin sink, lots of mirrors, storage, overhead hatch, and hanging lockers and storage here, top and bottom. Got a pair of Volvo D4 300 horsepower turbo diesels. You got the fuel tanks here. These all have transfer pumps to go between one tank to the other. And easy engine access, a little bit of rain coming in. The tender is an aluminum hull, so it's very light. It's easy to lift up. There's a electric crane. This swings over, lifts up the dinghy, swings it off the chocks there on the back. That's a 2022 four-stroke Suzuki outboard, 25 horse, with, I think it has hydraulic trim and tilt, pretty sure. But that's a very nice dinghy for this boat. That's about the largest tender you can fit. The swim platform, they have a large custom ladder with handrails on it. This is the awning we saw from the Flybridge. This unzips, it rolls up, and there's two carbon fiber poles here that support that when in use, or they can be removed. And this area has great sun exposure. This is the table that goes up and down we were talking about earlier, and the cushion that we saw in the salon fits over this table space, so you can make a bunny pad for this area, or possibly up on the fly. Another deck locker with plenty of storage in it. Here we've got a spare shore power cord and some extra lines. When you're done entertaining, this folds down and closes up this area. I'll show you how that works. This folds up. This brake comes off. And this securely closes. There's some latches here that seal it. But that's just, I think, the ultimate in convenience, and great for entertaining. I can imagine that's a great spot to sit and have a drink at sunset at the end of the day from cruising. And when it's not in use, you can see how clean that wall looks on the back of the boat, and it still gives the galley a great view outside. I think that's perfect for cooking. You know, you've got an area here where steam and things like that can easily escape, and whoever's preparing a meal is right in the middle of the entertainment space, whether your guests are sitting here in the aft cockpit or on these nice bar stools or in the salon. The galley's the center of everything, just like it is in most homes. I think it's quite nice. So when the weather's nice but the bugs aren't, you have this very clever magnetic passageway that allows you to come in and out of the cabin easily, and then after you come in, it magnetically closes. A great example of what thoughtful boat owners and experienced cruisers will do. It's just those little touches that make life a little bit simpler and a little bit better when on board cruising. Anything custom made is expensive, but it's also good. And I think this was a worthwhile investment. I spend a bit of time cruising in the Bahamas, and at sunset, I think this is a nice thing to have if you're in one of these nice bays that may be a little buggy at sunset. Even in rainy weather, it's dry here, it's nice. You could still sit here and have a meal or a drink or be up on the Flybridge and easily access the boat without getting wet. I think that's quite nice. A lot of boats, if you're doing anything, you have to go outside and you're going to be in an area where it's exposed and you're going to be getting, rained on. But on this boat, that's not the case. I'm Staley Weidman with the Catamaran Company. This is the Aquila 44 WASABI that we have for sale right now in Fort Lauderdale. If you'd like any further information, please give me a call and like our videos and subscribe to our channel for more updates.